Well, welcome back from the break. We've got Ryan in from William Joseph Communications, and we're talking about something that I believe everyone has to do at one point in their life, and that's networking. And you guys are saying networking, love it or hate it, it's a very big part of the industry.
It is. Networking is a great way to activate your brand and your company out to the audiences that you're encountering. So it's a great way to tell your story. Are you a fan?
You know, I network every day. I would say I'm a fan of it, but sometimes it can get a little exhausting and you don't want it to be that. So you've got some tips for effective networking, so I think I really need to pay attention to you here.
Yeah, you know what? Some people love networking, some people are really, really scared of it. So we're gonna walk through some key slides here as to what to do. So the first thing you do is when you meet somebody, don't just start rambling and telling them all about what you do and just kind of dominating the conversation. There's nothing more irritating than a few seconds in and you start losing interest. So you really wanna make sure that you start a really interesting dialogue and you really start asking questions. That's our slide number 2, is ask questions about their company so you can learn a little bit more about what they do.
Would you have a recommendation for just opening up a conversation? Are these questions light and conversational, or are they, business related?
Yeah, I always start with like, hey, my name's Ryan. I work in marketing. I own William Joseph. This is how we help companies out. What do you do? Tell me a little bit about yourself. So, we always talk about your elevator pitch. What's your 30-second pitch that you should have designed to tell people about your company? And so kind of have that crafted.
I'm taking some notes. Right?
30 seconds.
Yeah, 30-second pitch. Okay, got it. Joelle, work for Global News, and...
Exactly. We'll help you with that.
Perfect. Okay, I kind of blinked out there. All right. So the next one you have here, you talked about asking questions, use the opportunity to learn more about your colleagues. We'll move on to the next one here, which is just very simple. Listen. Yeah,
so as I was saying, what you really want to do is learn about the person that you're talking about. You want to learn and figure out, is there a fit? Is there a way that our companies can work together? And is there opportunities there? Or do you know somebody that can maybe benefit that company? Or do they have something that your friend might need? So it's really important for you to ask those questions and listen to figure out how can we work together?
And those two really tie together, Ryan, because you really can tell if someone's listening by the questions that they ask back.
For sure. You want to use their name. You want to keep eye contact. You want to stay engaged.
Okay, I like that. All right, number 5 here. This one, talks about the brand. You can finally bring it in. Developing your personal brand.
Your personal brand is critical. So this is where you activate yourself into an audience. So you want to talk with enthusiasm. You want to be excited to learn about their business. And it really gives you a chance to tell your personal story and make personal connections.
Enthusiasm really does come out in many conversations. And if you love what you're doing, it's
passion.
Show. Exactly. Last one here that you have for us, number 6, it's talking about sharing your contact info and yes, following up on that.
Oh my goodness. So you go out, you meet a whole bunch of people, and let's say out of all the people you meet, there's 5 great contacts. The first thing you want to do is when you get back to the office that night, next morning, send an email, make a phone call. Hey, Joe, it was great to meet you. I enjoyed our conversation about these points. And then what's the follow-up? Are you available for coffee? Come for a tour? Can we go and check out your space? And really kind of like close the loop. So you really want to make sure that you have the opportunity to stay connected.
And like I said, as someone who networks, that can be a bit intimidating. Do you feel like that's almost a lost art in this day and age? Because the follow-up, you don't want to annoy someone.
Well, there's follow-up and then there's stalking.
Ah, yes.
Right?
Okay.
So we'll keep it on. Maybe send an email or 2 and keep it at that.
Okay, good distinction made by Ryan here. Do not stalk, follow up. And last but not least, we have a quote here, so you can explain it. It's on the board. I can read it for you.
Sure.
Networking is where the conversation begins, not where it ends.
Exactly. So that's just the beginning. It's really where you're making new contacts and new friends. People always buy from people that they like and trust. So networking is a great way to make new friends.
All right, networking, it doesn't have to be scary. Some great tips this morning from Ryan. Of course, if you want to learn more, they do have a website, and it's William Joseph Communications. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Take care.